Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, Georgian here. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. To my new subscribers, a bunch of you have now joined the journey. You have now become a part of the family. Thank you so much for subscribing. In today's video, what I will be doing is my go-to foundation routine. So if you'd like to see how I achieve this fresh face, honey, very simple and cute. No eyeshadow. Yeah, I'm not wearing any eyeshadow, just mascara and a little bit of eyeliner, and here we are. We can't go anywhere with this, anywhere at all.
Honestly, I'm trying to stay focused. You must think I've got to be joking when I say.
Alright, so the first thing that we have to make sure is done, well, that's if you do it, is your brows. I already have my brows done. You want to make sure you have clean hands. That is if you are going to be using your hands to apply product to your face versus brushes, right? Your face, your skin has to be clean as well. So this is freshly washed face. If you don't want to wash your face, you're in a bit of a hurry, just make sure you kind of like use your makeup wipes. These are the ones that I'm currently using by Nivea. You use your wipes and you make sure that your skin is clean, like from the excess dirt and everything. After the brows, skin is clean, everything, we're going to moisturize. You moisturize before you prime. That's what I do. So you know my moisturizer, Pond's. I'm going to be using it to moisten my skin. You don't need too much. I like the Pond's because it's not too oily and it just gives the right amount of moisture that I need for my skin. Next step is priming. It's optional. I don't really use primer if I'm not going to be wearing my makeup for a long period of time. The primer I'm going to be going in with today is my Milk Hydro Grip primer. I'm just going to use a little. I don't need a lot because a little goes a long way with this one, so I don't use too much. So I'm just focusing the primer on my T-zone area where I tend to be more oily. I don't really apply a separate primer for my lids. Whatever it is that I'm doing on my face, I tend to do it for my eyelids. I only do my eyes first if it is something intense or rather colorful. That's when I will just do my eyes first before I do my entire face. But I hope you guys have been fine. I'm just come back like my brand new and everything, but it's just like I have been very busy and a lot has been going on. I realized also that I've gotten some new subscribers. So welcome to you guys. Thank you so much for joining the family. And to those of you that have been pleading me and begging me to do a new video because I just want to see me and miss everything. I miss you guys too, and it's good to be back. I'm gonna use my Estee Lauder foundation today in the color bronze. So I usually just like shake it a little bit and apply some to the back of my hand. I tend to really like the technique of putting it on with my fingers and then just rub it in a little bit and then I blend with the beauty blender. It just, I don't know, I just feel like it applies much more seamlessly like that. So that's what I've been doing. So I go in with a damped beauty blender and just blend the area. Okay, so now that the skin is nicely blended, we're going to do some concealing using two concealers. I've been doing this of late, but back then I used to just use one concealer just to highlight and that's it. But I feel like it blends better and it sits better on the skin when I use two different types. So one that matches my skin and one that gives you know, a little bit of highlight. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna go in with the Juvia's Place concealer in number 13, which is closest to my skin tone, and then we're gonna go in with number 16 just to give a touch of highlight, just to bring forward the T-zone areas. I can be a little bit heavy-handed with concealer. It's just how I am. I mean, if you are a beginner, then you know you need to use a little bit until your blending game is strong. You can just blend quick, because if you're not, then it might be a little bit more challenging to blend that heavy amount of concealer on your skin. So when I'm blending the concealer, I blend it on my eyelid as well. Do everything in one. And along the side of my nose. And honestly, the longer time you take to blend and the more patience you have to blend, the better your makeup will come out. One thing, you cannot blend too slow, especially with certain like formulas of certain concealers. You cannot blend, you have to just keep like going. This is looking very good so far. I'm really liking it. Sometimes when you're blending, even under your eyes or something, you tend to look up and whatever, but you need to remember the forehead area. If your forehead makes lines like this, sometimes it will stay like that, and you don't want to set that with the powder. So always bear in mind to make sure your creases and everything are all blended out before you apply the powder, because whatever you put the powder on, that's what's going to stay and stick. And we don't want no line on the forehead, lines under the eyes. Of course, people naturally have lines under there like I do, but you just want to make sure it's seamless as possible before you apply the powders. Okay, and then what I would do sometimes is go back in with the foundation sponge, and just all those areas on the outside, I just blend just to get back that foundation color, so we don't have that concealer just sitting at the side of my face. So I like to do that, especially with the highlighted shade, which I'm going to go in with now. I'm going in with number 16. For more coverage, have it dry down a little bit. Now I'm gonna go back in with the same beauty blender that I used to blend the first concealer. One beauty blender for all of my concealing and another one for the foundation, because of what I said, when I have to blend out the edges, I have that extra one with the additional foundation on it, and then I just use one for setting. I use the cleaner part, I turn it over and use it to add my setting powder, which you're gonna see, and the other part that I'm gonna use now to blend the concealer. Up to the brows, because we don't want any lines up there, so as far as you can, you put the point of the beauty blender up underneath the brows. As you can see, the problem areas now are these lines here that are not blending. Here at the chin, we need to make sure that everything is flawless and seamless. So I'm just going to blend around the edges that are not looking blended. See? Now you can't really tell where the concealer begins or ends, and that's what we want. That's why blending is key. Right, and just before I go in with my setting powder, I'm going to go back over again to make sure the lines are blended out. Alright, so now I'm going to turn my beauty blender to the cleaner part, and I'm going to apply my powder. The powder I'm going to use, my setting powder today, is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and it is in number 15 Light. Go in with about this amount, and I'm just going to press it in. Still have to move a little bit quickly with this as well, because you don't want it to start getting patchy. And I move all around up above the lid as well. Yes, beautiful. Another thing I like to do is I'll go in with a second powder, which is more on the yellow side, just to bring just a little bit more yellow to my skin. I'll just use a little bit of the Sacha Buttercup powder, just a little, in the T-zone area again. Just for a little pop of color, nothing much. Optional again, you don't have to do this, you can just use one. Next up, I'm gonna use my pressed powder. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless pressed powder, and it's for normal to oily skin, and it's number 330. I'm gonna use the MAC Dark Deep to contour my face. That's this one here. This is like 2 to almost 3 shades darker than my skin. So I usually focus this coming from the top of my ear down to about here. You don't want your contour to be too low, because it's gonna be pointless. The higher you put it, not too high, it's the more lifted your face is gonna look. If it's down too low, then honey bun, it don't make no sense. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I just like to focus in that area and just go in circular motion. Sometimes I just tap it into, whichever works best. I want to keep that upward motion. And I don't want to put too much, because I feel like when you put too much, it gives you that mucky look that I don't like. And then I just bring it over to this area as well. Just what is left. I don't really dip back in and go, because I don't want the forehead contour to be too harsh. Yeah, I think that's it for me for the contour. Yeah, not too much. Alright, next up is, you know, blush. Number 12 Redwood in the Jordana brand. This is the blush. I don't even know if they still have these. They probably do, but they're pretty old, and I think they're very inexpensive too. So yeah, just a little bit. Circular motion as well, and a very light hand. It's Olipa blush, like I don't like it. Better you put a little bit, and if you need more, you put it on afterwards, but a little is always good for me when it comes to blush. You see it, but you don't really see it. Yeah, just like that. Just a little bit more. And when I'm going upwards, I'm slightly above where I contoured. I really love how my skin is looking, guys. I didn't contour my nose. We'll have to do it, like it's gonna happen. I'm using my MAC Studio Fix in dark. This is my complexion comparing to the dark deep that I use to do my contour. I use this because the T-zone area is a little bit highlighted already. So I use this that is closest to my skin tone to give me a very subtle contour on my nose. So I use an angled brush for this, which just makes it much easier to apply on the nose. Yes guys, so as you can see, I am in a new space, which was also a part of the reason why I was not filming as well, because I was settling in setting up, you know, everything is like new, so I have to really find a way to get everything together to start filming again. So yes, guys, but if y'all missed me, and who missed me, please tell me, like let me know in the comment section. I think I'm just gonna set my face. I probably do a little bit of eyeliner. I don't think I'm gonna do any eyeshadow since we're focusing on the foundation. Like this is fine enough to go out. Just put on a little mascara and eyeliner just to brighten the eyes a little bit and you're gone. So that's what I'm going to do. Gonna set my skin. I'm just gonna use my Morphe setting mist. I go back in with my beauty blender just to make sure everything is set and sealed, just to let the setting mist seep into the skin a lot more. So you don't have to do this. This is also optional. Okay guys, so while I was doing my mascara and the little eyeliner, I totally forgot I didn't do highlight. That is definitely a part of my go-to routine, so I'm gonna add a little bit of highlight. So I'm going in with my Master Chrome in 100 Molten Gold, just a little bit. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed my foundation routine. Some of the techniques that I did, they were optional. You don't have to do them. However, you can try them if you like, just to see if it makes a difference or to just up your game a bit if you are pretty basic with your foundation application. But this is my go-to. No eyeshadow or anything. I would definitely leave the house like this. I don't always like to do eyeshadow and all of that extraness. No, a fresh, clean, slightly highlighted face is always a win for me. And yeah, I hope you guys learned something. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, if you're new. Also turn on your post notification bell so that you're notified about every upload that I do. Thank you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Alright, so please keep on watching to see my go-to why am I gonna do this? What is so I'm gonna clap now. What is wrong with me?